Now, in this video, I'm going to be talking about Caliban and what you should expect from him. He is a fantastic frame. He's a summoner, which means that you're going to have allies there to draw aggro, which is always amazing. Everybody can love that. But what's more is that he has low investments. Now, what I mean by that is that there's not a lot you need to make him viable for Steel Path or even Archimedes. I've heard a lot of people say that he is, but I don't think 2 formas and an augment mod is a high investment. Really, all you need is 2 formas, maybe 3 if you want to use an Exodus mod, and then his augment mod, Razor Motor. Razor Motor groups the enemies together while Lethal Progeny's Ortholists focus fire on those enemies with 70% electricity damage and fire rate for 6 seconds. Now this is amazing because this means that your Ortholists will be doing a lot more damage, and since they do electricity damage, you can throw an Archon Stretch and then you gain energy back. With gaining energy back via Archon Stretch and Razor Motor's normal way to refund energy, your energy problem is solved immediately, and you don't need to focus too heavily on something like Arcane Energize. Next is he's just pretty easy to build, with strength being obviously the main thing you have to watch out for. You could just throw on Transient Fortitude, Blind Rage, Intensify. If you use another format, you can throw on Umbra and Intensify. And then obviously you're going to need Prime Flow for a lot of energy, Prime Continuity for some duration. You can throw on Adaptation, you don't need it. His passive is essentially Adaptation. I just throw it on because I'm lazy and I prefer to health and shield tank, and this makes it much easier. But just note that it does not work with his passive. You're not going to gain 50% on top of the 90%. You're only going to get the 90%. Your allies will get the 50%, you won't. And then his Arcanes, more augmented for enemy kills, and then Arcane Kamisado for ability strength as well. Just a lot of ability strength going on here. I don't believe any of this is high investments. Obviously I got the Archon and Prime mods on, but people that have been playing for a few months or even a year should have these. The Archon Stretch isn't hard to get, and Prime Flow and Prime Continuity have been in rotation with Burrow quite a few times this past year. And so moving on to one of the main things other than just his build investments is that he does insane damage. Now, you can armor strip enemies with just your 4. This will immediately armor strip them, leaving them susceptible to insane amounts of damage. And then from there, you can pull out your Ortholists. If you have the augment mod on, you'll be doing insane work. They will prime all these enemies with Tau, meaning you'll do more damage to them, which is always fantastic. But if you use Razor Gyre to group them up, they will all target them and they will die almost instantly. The same will happen if you just decide to bring them in the air. Even if you don't armor strip them, you can still group them up and they will still die pretty much instantly. His abilities work so well together with insane synergy and the capability of amazing damage. And with his abilities all being super easy and not requiring any upkeep, it makes for a fun, laid-back playstyle with a pretty satisfying gameplay loop. Being a jack of all trades frame, he can pretty much do just about anything. Whether you want to crowd control enemies, armor strip them, nuke them, support the team, you can pull out your summon lists, which will grant shields to the team, supporting you and the team in your survivability. If you wanted to focus more heavily on killing the enemies yourself instead of letting your abilities do such a thing, you can pull out your Conquilists. This will draw enemy aggro, and while they do attack enemies, their damage isn't that high. It's nothing to scoff at, but it's not high enough that you have to worry about them nuking the entire room, which will allow you to then be a gunner frame and just start shooting the enemies down if that's what you prefer. Now, there's only one drawback to Caliban in my opinion. It's that he looks horrible. His normal skin is horrible, and getting a new skin is 165 plat, barely worth it to some people. And now, honestly, with that being said, that's pretty much just about it. There's a lot that could be said about Caliban, both for what people love and hate about him, but the main thing is that he's an easy frame. Acquiring him sucks. I highly recommend just farming his prime because armor bounties are just not fun to do. And other frames can do just the same as him. So the only difference is that he has summons, which add to his jack of all trades and survivability. and just overall, I want to say funness, because having other summons with you means solo play will be a lot easier. So if you plan on playing solo instead of in a co-op match, you can go Caliban and you'll never be alone. And with that being said, that's pretty much just about it. Tell me, what do you think about Caliban? Do you love him? Do you hate him? Do you prefer another frame? And with that being said, until next time.